are coming off of a turn in Minnesota, unlike any they've had here in recent weeks. This has been a team that has scored goals at a pace that has been extremely impressive. A lot of folks have saying they hadn't seen a team score like Michigan was scoring during that stretch since the late 90s, but wasn't that way at Minnesota. Joining us to reflect upon that and to look ahead to Ohio State is Michigan assistant Brian Wiseman. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Sam. How are you doing?
I am doing great, Coach. So, we talked to Billy last week, and he said that Minnesota is clearly a really good team. You're going and playing on a big sheet. They are devastating at home, and that came to pass. I guess my broad question to you will be, or is, when you look at how successful you guys have been offensively, was it something in this series that was about Minnesota, where were they just outstanding defensively, or was it more on you guys and what you didn't do in that game?
Yeah, first of all, give credit to Minnesota. They play a great style of hockey, a puck possession style, so that limits your chances offensively. And also, they play very effectively in their building. It's a bigger ice sheet. It's another 15 feet wider than us, and they utilize it well by being able to manage the puck and possess it. But it's totally on us that we talked about the way we had to play going in there. We were confident, and but at the end of the day, you have to pay the price to want to do well and score goals. If that's what we're talking about here in this question is on offense, and we weren't willing enough to do that consistently to get some momentum. Now we had great chances. We had 4 2-1-1s in the first half of the game that we only created one shot on net. That's not good enough against a great team like Minnesota.
Now, we've heard Coach Berenson at times this season talk about slow starts, and in game one in particular, the Friday night game, it really seemed like it was just not getting out of the blocks, not getting out of the gates. Would you say that's accurate to say?
Yeah, I think so. They put us on our heels right away. They got a quick power play goal early in the game, and then came back with two others. And there was some mental breakdowns and some system breakdowns on our part with regards to those types of goals that happened. But we were still confident going into the second because of the ability that our team has shown in the past to score goals and to create offense. And but we couldn't get it going as we wanted to, like I said. But we missed on some great chances. But the story of the game for us is not necessarily the missed chances and the offense that didn't happen. It's the defensive lapses that we had. It's the defensive opportunities that we gave up.
And that kind of leads to my next question, Coach, because it seems like we have Billy on the Nagelvort weeks, and we have you on the Racine weeks. It's kind of switching off. So again, he got chased from the Friday night game, and you just talked about the defense. So that brings me to that question: was it what was going on in front of Steve? I mean, in front of Nagelvort in the game, or was it Zach himself?
Well, I think there's a combination of all 5 skaters and the goalie on the ice at any one time that there's a breakdown. There has to be multiple breakdowns at times for the puck and the guys to actually get to our goalie more times than not. Is there some that Zach would like to have back? Maybe, yeah. I think he, if you were asking him, that he would like to play a couple differently. But within saying that, we had some breakdowns that the puck shouldn't have gotten those positions, or the players shouldn't have been able to get in behind us in a defensive, zone coverage situation. So, we focused on that this week, leading into Ohio State. We wanted to make sure that our team, knew that hey, we have to defend harder, we have to defend better, and we have to defend as a group better. And that was a clear message here this week.
Coach, this is a coaching question totally. I don't think any of us can have an appreciation for it like you guys who actually coach these players. Is there a rhythm to being in net? Can you upset that? And mentally, how do these guys handle struggle? Is it a look over your shoulder thing? How are they handling that right now?
Yeah, and I think that's a player to player situation that happens with regards to an individual and how they handle it. We obviously want some stability in that position. and both our goalies know that. They both at times have shown very capable of taking the reins and running with this. So we're looking for someone to step up and jump a hold of this. But like I said, again, it's not just our one position. It's not on our goalie. As collectively as a group, we have to do a much better job defensively. And we talked about it, after Friday's game last week. We talked about it last night with our team meeting that, if we want to play offense, and offense is the fun part of the game, and we all know that, and we all want to play, the fun part of any activity we do. But we have to pay the price in the other parts of our game to be able to play the fun part. And we know that collectively as a group, that's our focus.
We're talking to Michigan assistant hockey coach Brian Wiseman here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. So you come back the next night, Coach, and it was a loss, and there are no moral victories. I get that, but I wonder if you guys were pleased with the effort. Overall. I mean, you certainly played better defense in that game, and Steve was pretty strong in the game as well.
Yeah, without question. He gave us a chance to win, and that's all Coach Barrington asked our goalies. Stop the ones that you're supposed to stop and capable of, and give our team a chance to win. And our goalie did that. Steve did that on Saturday night with one early goal on a screenshot on Saturday, and he was able to shut the door with some huge saves that create some big momentum changes for us. And we played a much solid game. We were much more well-rounded defensively, offensively, and again we couldn't get by. And give Adam Wilcox credit, give the Gophers credit. They played a great game.
All right, so Coach, got to ask you for an injury update. What's Andrew Kopp's status?
Yeah, Andrew didn't make the trip here, so he won't be here tonight and available for us here at Ohio State. And he's a tough guy to replace. We have some guys that are going to have to step up in a leadership role, in a work ethic role. He brings it every day in practice. He brings it every weekend, Friday and Saturday night, to our team, and really establishes a great work ethic for guys to follow. So he's going to be missed, but we have an opportunity for some guys to step up and fill that role.
All right, Coach. So let's talk about those Buckeyes. You've had some success against them already this season, scoring a lot of goals. Look back in December, you scored 8 goals. Last month you scored 10 goals against the Buckeyes. So, tell us about where they are now. What have they done since then, and what should we expect from the Buckeyes this weekend?
Yeah, first and foremost, they have a complete healthy lineup now that we're going to see. We didn't see that last time in here in Columbus in the 10-6 game, and so and they have ability to score goals. They're a fast transition hockey team, and led by Anthony Greco, who might be the fastest skater, maybe in the NCAA, and he leads their team with goals of 14, and he scored 3 last time against them. So there's some players that we have to mark and be aware of when they're on the ice. So they're going to be healthy, and they're obviously ready to, jump up in the standings and try to even this series out where we have a 2-0 lead. For ourselves and our talk that we've had here this week and into last night's meeting, and we'll have again today after our skate through, is that we have to be better defensively. We've given up the team, they scored the most goals against Michigan here this year in an 8-3 win that we had at Yost, and in a 10-6 game. So 9 goals against is not going to do it over the long haul, and especially not just necessarily against this team, Ohio State, but in the overall picture of where we want to go, where our game has to grow. We have to be better. We have to shore up that. We got to minimize our goals against. And if we do that, it's the same thing in football. If you limit turnovers, chances are you're going to score more points. In basketball, if you play great defense and you have great transition, you're going to score more points. And so that's our mandate. We're going to play great defense. And we may win a 2-1 hockey game tonight or a 1-0 hockey game. But if we really play really great defense, we may win a 5-0 or a 5-1 hockey game too. So it's not going to limit our offense. But we just have to have a little more concentration on the focus on the defensive side.
Yeah, hey, Coach, I'm getting the message loud and clear that you guys are sending in practice and meetings. Defense. Do you guys have any concern whatsoever about guys looking at the rankings, looking at the standings?
We don't talk about it, and so I hope not. I think that we put ourselves with last week of hoping to get something more out of the weekend than we did as far as points and our standings. To put us in a great position. Well, we made it tough on ourselves, but at the same time, we control our own destiny to where we want this bus to go. we're in the driver's seat. And so it's up to us to see how this plays out, and it starts here tonight.
All right. Well, Coach, great insight as always. We appreciate you taking the time. Good luck this weekend against Ohio State, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Great. Look forward to it. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks a lot. That was Michigan assistant hockey coach Brian Wiseman. Hey,